Hello. I am James, and I live in Manchester in the UK. And you're listening to English with a Brew, a podcast where I talk about different day-to-day topics to help you learn English the most natural way possible. And that is only by listening to it. And if you want to support this podcast, read transcripts, and get exclusive access to more episodes, go to patreon.com/English with a Brew. As we say in Manchester, get a brew on, and let's get started. Hi again. I hope your week is off to a good start. And well, if you're not listening on Monday, I hope your day is going well. And if it's not daytime where you are, well, you get the idea. I hope that you're well. In this episode, we're talking about one of my favourite topics, and that is movies or films. You can use either word, whichever word you prefer, they're the same. Movies or films are stories. They are stories that you watch on a screen. And there are all kinds of different types, different genres of movie. Some of the most popular film genres are action, which are full of, well, other than action, of course, big explosions, fights between the good guys and the bad guys, car chases, that sort of thing. There's horror movies, and horror movies are supposed to scare you, to shock and surprise you. They're supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Usually, horror movies are full of suspense. They make you think or feel like something bad is going to happen from the start. And then you spend the entire movie in anticipation and suspense, waiting for the thing to happen. On the other hand, some movies try to make you laugh or try to be funny, and these movies are comedy movies. When I was younger, when I was a kid, comedy movies were incredibly popular. There were complete franchises of comedy movies, and they featured the same groups of actors, the same people. But I think now it's more common to see movies that aren't exclusively comedy. They're not only comedy. Yes, they have comedic elements, but they're also a mix of different genres. So what other genres are there? Well, there's fantasy, full of magic and adventure. There's romance, where usually two characters fall in love and get together at the end of the movie, if it has a happy ending, of course. Science fiction movies, which is quite a big genre, which can be in space or about technology or in the future, or aliens, anything like that, really. But if you want to watch a movie, where do you go? Probably the most common way to watch movies is at home, sat on the sofa, watching the television, or maybe laying in bed, just on your computer or on a laptop, or maybe even just your phone. But of course, if you want to go and see a new movie as soon as it's released, the second it's released, you have to go to the cinema. Do you go to the cinema often? Me? I go to the cinema sometimes, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but definitely less than I would like. I love the cinema. watching movies at the cinema is a special experience. The screen is huge and the sound is loud and clear. The seats are usually, not always, comfortable, and the room is dark, and all of these things contribute to making the movie more exciting. And most importantly, you can buy movie snacks. You can buy a massive box of popcorn and share it with your friends or your partner or whoever you are with. And the key question about popcorn, the most important question of all, sweet or salty? Which flavour of popcorn? Me, I prefer a mixture of the two, both sweet and salty popcorn in the same box. And now I'm hungry. And also, you can buy big bags of sweets, but then you have a difficult challenge in front of you. A challenge not to eat all the snacks before the movie starts, during the adverts. In addition, I think that movies are another great reason to learn a new language, because if you learn another language, it opens a door to other cinematic worlds, and you can watch certain films in their original languages without subtitles and without dubbed voices. You can watch particular films in the way they were made originally to be watched. And maybe, if you've watched the same movie in different languages, you might discover that you have a favourite, that you think one version is better than the other. Anyway, I think I've talked enough for one day. It's now your turn. What is your favourite film of all time? If you had to choose one, only one, to watch every day for the rest of your life, which film would you choose? Let me know. And that's everything for today's episode of English with a Brew. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did or if you didn't, and tell me which topics you'd like to hear me talk about in future episodes. And don't forget, you can read the transcript for this episode and get access to more exclusive content over on my Patreon page. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is where you are right now. Take care.